Greetings, film fanatics. Filmholmes here, and welcome to another rendition of Too Many Movies. Okay, so one of the biggest releases of the year just came out actually today. I saw it last night, and I'm going to go ahead and say I recorded a video where I went through every single Marvel movie so far that led up to Captain America Civil War. I recorded that yesterday, but I got a really late start in the day, and I had to go meet up with friends and to go see the movie and everything, so I did not get the video out yesterday, and that video may not even come out for a couple days, so I apologize for that. But because Captain America, today is the big release, I really wanted to get my review out of it, so this is coming out first. So disregard in that video when I talk about how the Civil War review will come out after that, so sorry. But today we are going to discuss the third Captain America movie and the newest movie in the Marvel Universe, Captain America Civil War. So I was so excited for this movie. It looked like it was going to be Batman versus Superman, except, actually good. And there are already memes out, and I love it, where it shows Zack Snyder pointing at a poster of Civil War and saying, "Oh, that's how I should have done Batman v Superman." And that's true in a lot of respects. Captain America Civil War is fantastic. It really is. And I'm kind of glad I didn't record this review last night because I was on such a high from watching it. And now I've had some time to really think the movie out, and it hasn't changed my mind that much. But there are a few things that, they don't really bother me, but you have to nitpick a tiny bit. But I'll go ahead and say, Captain America Civil War is basically about Steve Rogers, Captain America, and Tony Stark, Iron Man, played by Chris Evans, Robert Downey Jr., both of them colliding because the government is trying to rein in the Avengers, or the new Avengers. And that doesn't sit too well with Captain America. Some of the Avengers agree with it, some of them do not, and a battle ensues. But that's actually not the overall story. That kind of surprised me. The overall story is how there's this mysterious man that comes into Captain Rogers' life and also Bucky's life and tries to cause trouble and tries to, kind of mess with Captain America and mess with the world, basically. And Bucky is, is still in the middle of all this. Is he a good guy? Is he a bad guy? What exactly happened to him? What all is going on? And Captain America just wants to save his friend because it's one of the last parts of his old life. But maybe Bucky deserves to be saved. Maybe he doesn't. Who knows? I'm not going to do any spoilers. When it comes to these reviews, I don't want to do any major spoilers. I'm not going to here. I'm just going to give you my overall thoughts. I mean, this movie, the writing is fantastic. The directing is fantastic. Some of the best action scenes I've ever seen in an action movie, let alone the Marvel Universe, were in this movie. The big fight scene is not a spoiler, you saw in the trailer, but the big fight scene between, Tony Stark's side and Captain America's side is one of the best fight sequences I've ever had in my life. It went on for probably over 10 minutes or so, and it never got boring. It ended at just the right time, and it was just so damn good. And everybody got to do something in that fight scene. Everybody had a shining moment, which is very hard to do. And somehow in these movies they do keep pulling that off, and I don't know how. But to go back to the beginning of the movie, the beginning is a tiny bit slow. We get a little bit of some history with Bucky, which is good. We get to learn more about Bucky, and get to see a mysterious car crash, and that's all that I'm going to say on that. And then we see this big battle at the beginning. The Avengers, the new Avengers, they make a mistake, and people die. So that's when the government comes in, and a character, I believe it's the same character from Incredible Hulk, played by William Hurt, comes in. I believe he's playing the same character from Incredible Hulk, so that's pretty cool. If I'm wrong on that, sorry, but that's the impression I got. It has to be the same character. And, they want to rein in the Avengers, and all this crap ensues. And it's so cool. I know this was one of the biggest comics ever, especially in Marvel. I haven't read it, but I didn't want to. I'll read it now, but I didn't want to read it before I saw the movie. I didn't want anything ruined. I knew it'd be different, of course, but I didn't want anything ruined. And I know that, people were just so looking forward to this, and I was too. But it's so weird to see Captain America as he's not a straight-up villain, but he kind of is, where you are rooting for him, but at the same time you're like, dude, you're kind of ruining everything for everybody. So that was interesting to see Captain America, and to see Tony Stark kind of on the side of good. It's very, very odd. Tony's always on the side of good, but to see him as kind of the main protagonist, it's very, very strange. And everybody in this movie, but you understand everybody in this movie, Captain America, Bucky, all the event, like everybody, Iron Man, you understand why they're doing what they're doing, and you can relate to it, and that's where the good writing comes in. That's why the writing is so damn good, and the direction is awesome. The editing is top notch. The effects are fantastic. All that is usual Marvel greatness. And the overall story, I was very, very satisfied. And I actually left very depressed. Not because the ending was depressing, but because I wanted more. And that's when you've seen a great film, is when you want more. And I wanted more. I really did. I didn't want this movie to end. And out of all the Marvel movies that were going to get a trilogy, I did not expect Captain America to be my favorite in terms of the single superhero movies. The Captain America movies as a trilogy are my favorite, and they just got better and better. The first one, I still think, is a great movie. It's great. The second one was a hell of a lot better, and I think this one eclipsed the second one. And I know, and it didn't eclipse it as a Captain America movie, and I'll get into that in a second. But this is a Captain America movie, whether people like it or not. So it did eclipse the second one, even though the second one is phenomenal, But all three, I already can't wait to own it so I can just watch all three, in a row, because I'm a nerd. But I will go ahead and say this. A friend of mine I went with, he did say, the only thing that bothers me is that this should have been an Avengers movie. This really wasn't a Captain America movie. And at first I disagreed with him, probably because I was on such a high and from the movie. And I didn't want to, badmouth a film I love so much. But I've been reading some reviews, and they're right. And he's right. This isn't really a Captain America movie. This, honestly, the movie was kind of more about Tony. This could have been Iron Man 4, to be perfectly honest. And maybe this, in a way, maybe this was an Iron Man 4, and this was an Iron Man movie done right. Not counting the first one. This was an Iron Man sequel done right, so that's kind of cool that we got that. But Tony was in it a lot more than I thought he would be, which I have no issue with. But Captain America, he was kind of pushed to the side, but he was still a main part of the movie. Of course, it's his movie, and him and Bucky, he was kind of pushed to the side, but he's still there, and he still gets a lot of screen time and a lot of fun stuff. And I don't know, it didn't bother me that much, because it probably isn't a Captain America sequel, but I don't care, because the movie was just so damn good. And this is such a great start to Phase 3, I believe, of Marvel, and there's so many questions looming, and how are the Avengers going to be with each other, and how are they going to be in Infinity Wars, and it's so delicious, all the questions they haven't answered. But they also, in this movie, they do answer some questions. I'm not really going to say what, but Tony's parents are talked about a good amount, and they haven't really been talked about that much. We know the relationship with Tony's father. As far as I remember, I don't remember him ever mentioning his mother, and we get to know about that. So that was interesting, and that was kind of fun. And everyone just gets their chance to shine, and I was worried that they were introducing two new heroes, Black Panther and Spider-Man. Now, Spider-Man is my second favorite superhero of all time after Batman. And I'll review those movies someday, especially if you guys want me to, but the trilogy, the Sam Raimi trilogy, at the time I enjoyed. Not the third one, even though I still think the third one is probably better than the first one now, but we'll get to that some other day. The Amazing Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield, I loved the first one. I still think that's the best Spider-Man movie, hopefully until Tom Holland's Spider-Man movie, Spider-Man Homecoming. The second one was a complete clusterfuck and a mess, and it's a terrible movie, and I hate it. But again, we'll get to that another time. But I was excited for this. I was a little concerned with the casting of Tom Holland, but I trusted Marvel, and I trusted these directors, and they obviously saw something in him, and they were right. Honestly, they were right. Tom Holland as Spider-Man gets a good amount of screen time. We get a long scene with him and Tony Stark. It's really funny. It's really clever, where Iron Man invites him in. I'm not exactly quite sure how Tony figured out Peter Parker was Spider-Man, but maybe they'll be answered Homecoming. I don't know. These are answers we don't really need right now, because we just want to see Iron Man with Spider-Man. And it was great. And Tom Holland was a great choice. He comes off as a kid, and he's real hyper, and he's real adventurous, and he's loving what he's doing. That's Spider-Man. They finally captured Spider-Man from the comics pretty damn well. He looks like a nerd. He doesn't have the glasses, but I think after he became Spider-Man, he didn't need glasses anymore. But he's a freaking nerd, but he's still Spider-Man, and he's getting used to his powers, and it was awesome. It really was awesome, and I cannot wait for Spider-Man Homecoming. Weird name for it, but I'm looking forward to it. But they did a great choice with Spider-Man, and he has a lot of great scenes in the movie. That long scene with Tony, the action scenes he in, and the theater erupted when Spider-Man finally came out. It was great. Let's see, Black Panther. I knew jack shit about Black Panther. Still don't know anything about Black Panther. But the character, when he finally came in the movie, the design was really cool. I liked the guy they chose, and he did an African accent that wasn't offensive. He did a really good job, I thought. And I look forward to more of him, and if he gets his own movie, I'll go see that too. Fantastic. But again, Batman v Superman. This is how you introduce new characters to a movie without them having movies prior. They did it as perfect as you could do it. I don't know why Disney is so much freaking better than DC. I love DC Comics, but in terms of movies, they are so far behind the times, it is amazing. Let's see, but there's not much I can say without spoiling anything. You can tell that I'm over the moon for this movie. I really am. It was everything that I wanted it to be. It wasn't everything I thought it would be, but that's okay. They gave me some surprises that I wanted without knowing that I wanted them. Let's see, but it all leads to, the big fight scene, I will say, between all the Avengers happens not early in the movie, but about the middle point. And it makes sense. It really does. But don't expect that to be at the end of the film. Don't expect that. There is a big fight at the end of the film, and I won't ruin it, even though I'm sure you know what it is. But again, it makes sense. Everyone involved in that fight, they have their own agendas, but you're kind of rooting for almost all three, and it's hard to choose a winner. And in this movie too, it's like, I know a lot of people are wondering, is anyone going to die? Is anyone going to get seriously hurt? I'm not going to tell you that here. You're going to have to find out on your own. Because if you're a Marvel fan, you should see this movie. If you're a summer movie fan, you should see this movie. Because it is a fantastic summer blockbuster. This is such a great way to begin the summer, even though it's still early May, but close enough. It's getting warm out. It's summer. It's such a great way to begin the summer of popcorn movies in a way. And that's what I love about Marvel movies. They're popcorn movies, but they're smart in a way too. They may not be the smartest movies in the world, and they don't get everything right, but they are so much damn fun. It makes you happy you're a film fanatic, or even just a film fan, which I'm both. I'm a film fanatic, and I'm a film fan, and I'm so happy I finally got these movies and wanted to see them so I can go see a movie like this. But it all leads up to a huge climax, and I really like the ending. Some people may say it's anticlimactic. Some people may say it kind of stopped the movie, which that's what endings do. So I should probably have chosen a better choice of words, but I like the ending because it leaves open so much. It really does. For not just Tony, I can't say anything else because I don't want to ruin anything else. I don't want to ruin anything. For all the Avengers that are still there. I'll say that. Which doesn't mean anybody died. Or maybe they did. But it leaves open a lot of unanswered questions about the future and what it's going to be like in future movies for all these Avengers or other heroes that come in. So that's all I'll say. Sorry about that. But which, when it comes to Tony, I think everyone knows, like, you know, he's going to be in Spider-Man Homecoming. You know, he's not going anywhere. He's safe. It's Robert Downey Jr. I don't want him to go anywhere. You know, he may bite it in Infinity Wars. I don't know that storyline in the comics, but we'll see. But overall, I freaking love this movie. I would love to go see it again in the theater if I can. If not, I already can't wait to own it and add it to my Marvel collection and my movie collection. Last night, after I got out of the movie, I probably would have rated this 5 out of 5. Which, again, I explained this in my review of all the Marvel movies, which I promise you'll get that video in the next couple days. I just want to get this out first because, you know, Civil War's out. And yeah, trying to get subscribers, trying to get new people to watch my shit. So, sue me. But I said that when I rate something 5 out of 5, it does not mean it's a perfect movie. That's a 5 out of 5 for me. Like, I get pure enjoyment. I love it so damn much. Like, I rated the first Avengers for myself 5 out of 5. That's far from a perfect movie. And as movies like this come out, I know some people are saying, like, wow, this is the Avengers movie that I wanted. Which I kind of get what they're saying, but at the same time, it's like, you wanted the Avengers to fight from the beginning? Like be enemies? But I understand what they're getting at, but I still think the first two Avengers movies are fantastic. The sequel isn't as good as the first one, and it has a lot of flaws, but it's still damn entertaining. And that's what these movies are supposed to be, entertaining. And as far as I know, they're getting a lot of shit in the comics right, and they're listening to fans, and they're following the comics, you know, for the most part. So I don't know why people complain. But I love the first Avengers movie. It's the only one I would probably rate 5 out of 5 for me. It's my favorite superhero movie, my favorite Marvel movie. For now, just because I don't want to rate this movie too high, because I know it's not a perfect film. None of them are. And as much as I love it, for this moment, it's probably my second favorite Marvel movie. I think it eclipses Winter Soldier, but maybe I should watch Winter Soldier again. I need to have the movies here so I can watch them back to back and see. But at this moment, I will give Winter Soldier a 4.5 out of 5, which is still pretty damn high. Like I said, last night I would have given it a 5. I've calmed down a little bit. I've had time to think about it, hear what other people had to say, see if I agreed or disagreed. But 4.5 out of 5. I think that's more than fair. I need to see it more than once. And that's the thing, like, I've only seen Winter Soldier once. Avengers I've seen probably 10 times. So it's never changed. It's a 5 out of 5. For this one, who knows? I may watch it 2 or 3 more times and it may go down to a 4. Doubtful, but that's possible. But regardless, I'm just ranting now. Or not ranting, I'm just just going off because I'm still on such a high from this movie. I wish I could go see it again today. I wish I could go see it every day this weekend. It's so damn good. Please go and see it. I highly recommend it. It is everything you're going to want it to be. If anyone's disappointed by this, that sucks, but I don't see many people being disappointed. The ratings have been fantastic for it. It's going to be the superhero movie that we deserve, unlike Batman v Superman. So, go and see it if you're a fan. If you're not a fan, don't know why the fuck you're watching this video, but thank you very much for tuning in. And I promise I'll have that all Marvel movies review up in the next couple days. But for now, I hope you enjoyed this one, and I will see you on the next Too Many Movies. I got more movies to watch. See you later.